Utilizing human design in your business decisions is the game changer when it comes to your business's success. Hi, I'm Caitlin Strempel, CEO of Rising Rings Digital. Today, we're going to talk about how you can utilize and really tap into your human design in order to make business decisions, marketing decisions, and all those good things. So if you don't already know your human design, go to mybodygraph.com. You just need to know the time that you were born, the day that you're born, and the location that you're born. So you can get that for free. And just a caveat here, this is not going to be an intro level video. This is going to be for the more advanced, typically somebody who knows the basics of human design and wants to dive deeper into that and utilize it in their marketing and their business. So make sure you are familiar with the basics of your design and what it means to be a projector, manifesting generator. So we're not going to get into that. You will still get something out of this, but this really is more for the advanced version of human design. So, and I have my notes here just because I don't want to miss anything. So you might see me, looking at those. But human design really helps you understand yourself, how you make decisions, what makes you feel good. And also, it really helps in the business standpoint, having a work-life balance and also marketing to your consumers, how to market them. I would say that 99% of marketing strategies are completely missing the component of how to speak and how to interact with your consumers. Now, I'm not talking about, where to talk to them, when to talk to them, what specifically to say. This is more of how do you show up in yourself, in your energy, and how are you honoring their energy by showing up? So nobody is doing this, and more now than ever, we are making subconscious or maybe sometimes conscious decisions on how we feel in a certain situation. So the energy of a sale or an energy of, a space is really important for making business decisions. And it's going to become more important as the years go on. So human design is really important to understand. And we really can take this in so many different directions. So you can use human design on how to market to others, how to personally make decisions in your business, like I said, how to empower your team, and whom to give what roles to, if that makes sense, like on your team. So I'm going to speak about a few of these, not all of them. Maybe I'll make a second video, but we're going to dive in. And this is stuff that nobody is talking about. And it's really important, like I said again. So let's dive in, and I'm going to start with how you speak with others. So say that you know that your client avatar, like you really are attached, or you really, have a connection with projectors and you want to market to them. Or you just know that you're in a room with projectors, depending on what your business is. So how do you speak to projectors? So this is really important. It's, and this one's a hard one for me because I'm a manifesting generator. I love to talk fast. For projectors, you have to take a breath, slow down, get into your body. When you speak, really speak with emotion and feel what you're speaking. And even let there be a little bit of silence going on, allowing them to really absorb and to, not feel like they're overwhelmed with all this information. Projectors feel really good in spaces that are slow paced and that spaces that invite them to contribute. So you really want to make sure that you have those silent moments, and that you're also inviting them to speak up, to contribute, to take some sort of action. That is going to make them feel really good, is giving them that space to be seen and to be heard and to be recognized. Generators and manifesting generators are the exact opposite. You can speak really fast, and actually, if you go too slow, they are going to be bored out of their mind. So if you are a projector, just take note of that. Like if you are, really slow and you are, all the feels, which is great, in a room of projectors and in a room of generators and manifesting generators, you want to make sure that you pick up the pace, that you amp up the excitement. You really talk about what's exciting about what you're talking about getting them excited about whatever it is that you're talking about or whatever it is that you're selling. Let them feel those awesome vibes and really let them visualize how they can get excited about the product, if you're selling a product or a service, and really allowing them to visualize what your product or service can do for them, really get them connected with your topic in a really excited way. And let them share ideas too, like especially manifesting generators, they have so many ideas that come in that, sometimes they just need a space to bounce ideas off of people and to get really excited. So there's going to be a lot of energy in a room when you're talking to generators and manifesting generators. Just to make sure that you are riding that wave and you are feeling it too. Reflectors, the 1%, they are so special. It's best to give them a smaller environment if that's possible, maybe even one-on-one. They get very overwhelmed with a lot of space and a lot of energy. If there's a lot of people in, one space and there's a bunch of different energies, they pick up on all of it. So it's really overwhelming to them. So make sure you keep that in mind. If you can't do more of a private session or one-on-one, make sure, like, let's say you have a conference, make sure there's a room, like a quiet room where they can go and just sit and turn off for a second, decompress, journal out whatever it is they need to journal out, but making sure that they have alone time to really release all that energy that really isn't meant for them. And then you have manifestors. So you need to give them the space to come up with their own ideas and give them prompts. So, give them prompts that will help them really receive these divine downloads that they're meant to get and meant to run with. And maybe it is, questions that they need to think about. Maybe it's time to journal, and that will help them receive those divine downloads and, really create these breakthroughs. And you can also talk to them about, them being a leader and really empowering them to follow their intuition. If they do get a download, to really go after it and to make them feel like they are meant to do that if they receive that. All right. So speaking with others, how do we market to others? And this is going to be a little harder to, really articulate and really get into and really understand about your market. But if one of these really resonates with you, it just goes to show, or if you know somebody that has one of these open centers, we're talking about all about open centers and really how you can market to these people. Or maybe you just know the percentages. For example, the majority of people have open heart centers. So maybe you want to talk to them. So see what resonates with you, but just understanding this is really great to know, especially for yourself. All right. So if they have an open root center, talking about safety and security is going to feel really good to them. Your sacral is talking about things that are going to make them feel really good, things that light them up, and actually empowering them to do those things and to help them visualize that. Solar, if they have an open solar plexus, that's going to be all about emotional expression and creativity. So how can you really send them the message of, this service, this product really is going to open you up for that emotional expression and that creativity that they're craving and that they're looking for. And then you have the open spleen. So that's all about just honestly feeling good and following your intuition and giving them the go ahead to just follow what feels good for them. And if one day something feels good and another day it doesn't, that's okay. Really tapping into that. Then you have your G center, which is all about my favorite, authentic expression and just authentically expressing yourself in however that feels good for you. And these are all very broad and very, vague, but you can really hone in on these once you understand your brand more and how it aligns. So open G centers, authentic emotional expression is a really great message to tout and to really empower them with. Open heart center, which, the majority of these people have an open heart center, is marketing self-worth, confidence, self-improvement, self-love. This is all, great messages that people really resonate with. And then, people for open throat center, speaking your truth and having empowerment through speaking, empower them to speak up and empower them to use their voice to get a message across. So that's all really, again, really great for anyone with an open throat center open mind, allowing them to visualize all the infinite possibilities that are available to them with your product or your service, or, just your message in general. If you just want to use a message for, to connect with them on a deeper level. You have the head, and it's really, allowing them to understand that there's beauty in not having the answers to everything. There's beauty in the unknown, and it's really safe and it's okay to not always have the answers, to, not feel like you need to solve every single mystery, that you can kind of just flow with life, and that's okay. So you can see how everything's a little bit different, and depending on your brand, who you want to market, who you're talking to, what resonates with you, you can really tailor your message to one particular, avatar. And we all know that, the more specific you get in that person that you're talking to, the more effective that marketing message is going to be. So, again, maybe you don't know if your current audience has an open Throught Center, but maybe that's something that you want to tap into. Maybe you're actually creating an avatar now that states that they have an open heart center, an open whatever center. And, this is how we need to market to them. This is how we need to connect with them on a deeper level. All right, so we talked about, talking with other people, how to show up for them, what to say to them. Now we want to talk about you and your business and making those business decisions that you need to be made. So if you are a generator or manifesting generator, first of all, just, especially if you're the boss and you're the leader, just understand that you have a lot of energy and you're really fast paced. Most people are not going to be as fast as you, and it's just being aware of that and acknowledging that and honoring that. As a leader, it's really important that your employees do not burn out. Burnout is huge. It really is going to, your bottom line will take a toll on it. There's going to be turnover. They're not going to be as effective in producing really great quality results for you. So this is something that's really important, is just understanding that, people might need more time to get things done. And then for you, speaking of burnout, you want to wait to respond. So let's say you're like paying attention to what people are saying in your network or your community, or maybe certain people are commenting, a similar pattern of a topic on your blog post or your Instagram post, and take that as a response. And maybe people are like, why don't you do this? Or they're asking for something. For me, for example, I was having sales calls, and there was a service that these people kept on wanting that we didn't offer, but we could easily offer. So what I did is I took that, I responded to that. And you have to understand your inner authority at this part. So you have to wait for a sign. So you see the sign. It could be visual. It could be, talking to somebody like, what happened with me. It could be seeing what's going on and just observing and picking up on patterns or things that you are actually, people are asking for. So then you have to understand your inner authority. So are you splenic or, sacral or emotional? For me, I'm emotional. So I took that sign and I sat with it with actually probably 1 or 2 weeks, which you probably don't need to go that long if you're an emotional wave. But for some reason, I just felt like I wanted to, because it was a big decision. But making sure that you go through the lows. If, when you're in a low place, you kind of feel into it. When you're in a high place, you feel into it. But when you're really in that emotional kind of neutral level, that's when you actually make your business decision. So sat with it, went through my lows and my highs, and then I said, yes, wholeheartedly, I am full in a neutral position. We were running full steam ahead on this. If you're sacral or splenic, it's going to be probably a little bit more, sacral especially is going to be the first thing that comes off your head. If you get that sign and you respond to it right away, your first response is what you do. Splenic, it will come, it's going to be a little bit more of an inner knowing, and it could come right away. It could come in a few hours. So just knowing that and being aware of that is going to help you create these decisions. If you don't do that, if you are initiating instead of waiting for a response or a sign, then you are going to burn out yourself. So make sure you are actually waiting and you are riding your wave if you need to and taking the time. A lot of people don't want to say, hey, let me get back to you. But actually, your energy and your aura it's really, it's more mysterious to people. People are very accepting if you just say, hey, let me think on that. Let me sleep on that for a few days and I'll get back to you. So don't be afraid to do that. All right. So if you're a projector, So you are, first of all, really great at asking really insightful questions. So harness that. Maybe you're starting conversations with these people. Another thing is that you want to make sure that you're only doing what you truly love in your business. If you don't, again, you're going to burn out and you're not going to be very magnetic. When you do the things that you love, that's what magnetizes people and buyers to you. So making sure that you do what you love in your business and pass everything else off. So for you guys, you really need to be waiting for an invitation. And so maybe, you are writing content at the end, you're just like, hey, ask me about working with me if you want to learn more. And that's kind of something like you're leaving it on their end. And it's not like one-on-one, like, hey, let's have a sales call. It's very open-ended and you are giving them the open, kind of like the open, I want to say invitation for them to give you an invitation, if that makes sense. So you don't want to be pushy at all. Being pushy and actually going after people who haven't really expressing interest in what you do is going to be really off-putting for them. So what does this look like? Maybe you're asking your insightful questions on Instagram and or maybe you're just listening for and watching for people to ask questions. So when they start asking questions on your Instagram posts, that's when you can like respond to them and say, hey, I would, I have this service that would really benefit you based off of what you're saying to me. Like, would you be open to hopping on a call? Again, making it very like, would you be open to this? Leaving it on their plate and on their end so they can come in and be like, yes, I want to know about this. Yes, tell me more. And then that's your invite to go in and make the hard sell after that. All right. So if you are a manifester, it's really important to follow your intuitive nudges. You will receive divine downloads. And if you're not aware of being a manifester, this could be scary to you and you might not take the plunge, but it is in your best interest and your business best interest to take that, to inform everyone else what's going on and to just run with it. You might want to get it started, but then, quickly pass it off to your team to finish it. You are really meant to receive these downloads and receive these great ideas and to inform everyone what's going on and then passing the task off so your team can complete that. Again, you are not an energy producer, so it's really good to pass those off to other people. But again, you will receive those downloads and just know that they are meant for you. And if you follow them, you will find success. They will definitely be your most successful initiatives that you do. All right, so if you're a reflector, your job is to wait 28 days before you make a decision, which is really hard. And I'm not saying like, hey, what should I eat for lunch today? It's more of like these really big business decisions that are going to really affect your business. So if you can really wait out the 28 days, during those 28 days, do a lot of meditation. Make sure you are giving yourself downtime every single day to release the energy of other people. Make sure that you are feeling into every single outcome or decision that you're thinking about. So maybe you're thinking about, do I go with creating a podcast or do I go with investing in Facebook ads? Really tap in and feel into and meditate about each thing, what it's going to take, what it's going to feel like, how it feels in your body. And after those 28 days, after you've kind of like really thought, really journaled, really meditated about every single outcome, you should have an instinctual knowing of what you need to do. And again, intuition is huge here. Take the 28 days, do what you're supposed to do, release any energy that's not yours, a lot of alone time, and then, follow your intuition after that. That's gonna be really helpful for you. If you can make these decisions in a really great environment. So maybe you have, a room that you love, like go in there and journal in there and make sure that you're really utilizing a space that feels good for you. As a reflector, you are really good at picking up on other people's energies. So you'll be able to feel what's off in a business. If, maybe there's a team that kind of has like a toxic environment going on with it, you'll be able to feel that. So know that that's not you. And that's actually, you are receiving these really great insights about your surroundings. So you can make important information based around that as well. So, maybe, there's somebody on your team who's causing trouble, or maybe just whatever, maybe there's just some one thing off about your team or the environment that they're in that needs to be tweaked. You're going to be really good at picking up on that and really determining how to move forward as a team in the best direction. So I could talk for hours about this. There's so much more that can go into it, But as you can see, I think I've given you a ton of information to move forward with on how to utilize human design in your business. You guys, if you have any questions, comment below. If you followed this and you have any feedback, would love to know what's happened with you, any breakthroughs, how much better you're feeling, just to understand how you make decisions, all of it. Don't forget to like and follow, and you can find us at risingranksdigital.com. All right, have a great one.